Why are you mad? Wouldn't you want to? I want the same thing for my son. I don't want him to ever have to work. Why does that bother a mother so much? And why is that always being thrown in my face like that's such a bad thing? It's not a bad thing.
And I told them, listen, no more handouts. No more handouts. It can't be, because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money.
They didn't teach them about contracts, they didn't teach them about saving, they didn't teach them about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He's got baby mamas all over the way. What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question.
Floyd Mayweather's daughter, 𝐼𝐤𝐴 Mayweather, has sparked controversy by claiming the boxing legend has spent much of his fortune on an extravagant lifestyle. She alleges that Floyd is now refusing to financially support his children, encouraging them instead to work and build their own independence.
Have a pot to in a window to throw. I got tongue twisted. Don't have a pot to in a window to throw it out of. Bitch, don't even got a fucking car to drive. I'ma start popping it like that on y'all, cause I just be like, I be real laid back, I be cool, but yeah.
Floyd Mayweather said in a podcast appearance that he can no longer keep giving his children money, reportedly stating that he simply cannot afford it. He encouraged them to build their own businesses or get jobs instead of relying on him for financial support. Now his comments have sparked even more debate around his finances and family dynamics.
Money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars, told them, listen, from here on out, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same thing.
Retired MMA fighter and analyst 𝐂𝐚𝐮 claims that Floyd Mayweather may never have actually earned the massive figures he often refers to. 𝐂𝐚𝐮 argues that boxing revenue numbers are frequently exaggerated, suggesting Floyd continued spending as if he had billions and billions, which could explain reports that he is now facing financial struggles.
Numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard Time Warner, you have never heard Cox, you never heard DirecTV, you have never heard an executive come out and confirm any of the absurd pay-per-view numbers that you believe to be true. The numbers aren't what you think they are, right? The numbers are good and they made a lot of money, but it's not what you think it is. And yeah, of course Floyd's broke.
𝐂𝐚𝐮 expanded on his concerns, stating that there is no clear evidence of anyone actually seeing or verifying the massive multi-million-dollar checks Floyd claimed to have received from his fights.
And it's the same thing with the check. I got $100 million for a fight. Oh, you did? Who signed the check? Whoever signed the check is going to want credit for it. There's never been a time that $1 million check was written and the dude that wrote the check didn't make sure that somebody found out he wrote the check. So who wrote the check? Floyd's got a whole bunch of them, apparently. He got $1 billion. Who wrote the check?
Former ESPN writer Jason Whitlock said Floyd Mayweather Jr. has spent heavily in an effort to stay relevant and keep up with celebrity culture. He suggested that this lifestyle may have pushed him into financial strain and that Mayweather could now be returning from retirement to generate income and cover ongoing obligations.
Floyd Mayweather is an example of the stupidity of living for the culture and trying to be relatable and trying to be this incredible icon or example of look how much money I've made. He's blown it all, and now at 49 years old, he's got to go back into the boxing ring and continue to fight because he's in a lot of debt. And this is what I was trying to make the point to Cam Newton about. This whole I'm doing it for the culture.
However, Floyd Mayweather's friend and business partner 𝐌𝐚𝐻 says the boxer is being wrongly accused of going broke, pointing out that similar claims have circulated for over 20 years without proof. He insists Mayweather still owns luxury homes and continues to maintain a wealthy lifestyle, arguing that reports of financial trouble are greatly exaggerated.
They're accusing him of going broke because he's looking for these fights.
They've been accusing Floyd of going broke for 20 years. Now, let's talk about going broke. Maybe he down to 200 million. Maybe that's his broke. I don't know.
Maybe that's his broke.
What I do know is his homes are still there because when he tell me to come see him, it's the same addresses. Every time he called me, it's stars on the roof. Right? So I don't know unless somebody is hacked into this man's finances. They always accuse the man of going broke. So maybe he's bored.
Mainly 50.
Maybe he's bored. The number 50 don't mean nothing because he's still performing.
Despite the ongoing controversies, Floyd Mayweather has returned to the gym after announcing a comeback from retirement, preparing for upcoming exhibition bouts as well as a reported professional fight with Manny Pacquiao.
Hook right here. Right hand hook. Hook here. Hook right here.
Andre Ward has said that despite Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s flashy lifestyle and public image, he never neglected the gym. Ward emphasized that Mayweather was always disciplined, consistently training and staying in excellent shape throughout his career, and even in retirement, maintaining the same work ethic that kept him sharp and competitive.
See the flash, even though you see the glitz, even though you see Floyd in the streets ripping and running, one thing he never neglected was the gym. He always stayed true to his roots and he perfected his craft, and that's why he became who he became. I personally wish that Floyd Mayweather at 49 years old would be somewhere kicking up his feet, living off his investments.
Amid rumors surrounding Floyd Mayweather's finances, Iyanna Yaya Mayweather tweeted that she might get a job, saying she is doing it because she's bored. However, critics believe there may be more to it, suggesting that Floyd could have reduced or cut off financial support, prompting her decision.
After being courted by her dad, an NBA young boy, got on the internet and said something very interesting. She said, what did she say, Jasmine? Lately, you gotta expand it for me. Thank you so much. Lately, I've been bored. So I was thinking about getting a job for fun, or maybe work like 2 or 3 days out of the week, just to see what it's like. Why not? Ooh, the entitlement. The laziness, the fact that she couldn't read the room. You know, there's people out here looking for jobs. I'm bored, so I'm just gonna get a job today. I couldn't even believe she tweeted that. I just couldn't believe. I said, oh my God, like.
Critics have also raised concerns about whether Iyanna Mayweather fully understands financial responsibility. Despite growing up around Floyd Mayweather's immense wealth, they argue that access to money does not automatically translate into the ability to manage it wisely. Skills like budgeting, saving, and investing are essential, and without them, even large fortunes can quickly disappear. The discussion expands into a broader pattern seen in wealthy families, with some claiming that a significant percentage of second-generation heirs lose inherited wealth. This is often attributed to a lack of financial education or an upbringing that encourages entitlement over discipline. In some cases, parents focus heavily on building wealth, but overlook teaching their children how to sustain it, while in others, children simply take financial security for granted.
You already already know what's up. These little girls don't know how to do nothing. And she's sitting online talking, I'm bored. And y'all can say, well, her daddy rich, but like, well, what if something happens to her father? Oh, we got trust funds. Okay, cool. He may have trust funds. But does she know how to budget money? Does she know how to make money? Does she know the value of money? That empire, that estate is going to be gone. And statistics show that 85% of second wealth generators from their parents go broke because they don't understand how to manage it, which means there's a few reasons. Either we spent too much time making it, we didn't have time to educate our kids on it, and so we just gave them everything. Or two, they just don't give a damn. They just entitled, spoiled.
Many experts believe Floyd Mayweather Jr., at this stage of his life, should be stepping back and fully enjoying the wealth he has built, living off his investments rather than staying active in the ring. They argue he has the knowledge, experience, and business skills to operate as a leading boxing promoter, having transformed himself into a global superstar who understands the sport inside and out. However, questions remain about why his promotional company has not fully dominated, with fighters often leaving after signing. Analysts suggest that while he clearly enjoys his success outside the ring, boxing remains a core part of his identity, and the spotlight from major fights is something he has struggled to walk away from completely.
Floyd Mayweather with his popularity, Floyd Mayweather with his knowledge of business, boxing business, he's made the mistakes, he's had to fight for everything that he's gotten, and he's built himself into a mega superstar, and he knows the ins and outs of the sport. I feel like if Mayweather Promotions was ran the way it was supposed to be run, Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, should be running the sport of boxing. He should be the premier promoter in the sport. What promoter can stand up to Floyd Mayweather if his promotional company comes after you? But for whatever reason, Floyd Mayweather Promotions has not dominated the game. They sign a lot of guys, and then for whatever reason, those guys get released or there's an issue and they move on. I don't understand that, but my heart for Floyd would be to do just that. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, which we see him doing a lot. Living off your investments, which we hear him talk a lot about, and running the game.
Andre Ward said he respects Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legacy as both a fighter and businessman, noting that much of the criticism overlooks what he actually achieved inside and outside the ring. Ward explained that Mayweather built his brand around being money, showing off his lifestyle, success, and independence, which helped turn him into a global attraction. He pushed back against claims that Floyd failed financially, emphasizing that Mayweather was highly intelligent in promoting himself and maximizing earnings even when traditional promoters doubted him. However, Ward also acknowledged that Floyd's public image and celebrity lifestyle often create divided opinions, where some people focus more on criticism than on his accomplishments.
Responsible for y'all getting media credential at these big fights and getting these free lunches and being a part of a big event. But for years, I've heard people only talk about what Floyd Mayweather wasn't to them, what he did not do. How, even though this was a great event and it's generated tens of millions and in many cases hundreds of millions, he should have stopped him. He was boring. He was this. I've always supported and pushed back on that narrative of Floyd Mayweather. Part of that is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing, it was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think that he...
Jake Paul has also criticized the ongoing Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao rematch situation, calling the drama around it a terrible and unnecessary spectacle. He argues that the constant back and forth, contract confusion, and shifting promotions are damaging boxing's credibility. Paul suggests the sport keeps recycling the same fighters and storylines instead of building fresh matchups that fans actually want to see. He also implies the hype around the rematch is driven more by marketing and money than genuine competition. According to him, the situation feels chaotic and overhyped, with too many mixed messages coming from both camps. His comments add to the wider debate among fighters and fans about whether the rematch is truly necessary or just another cash-driven event built on nostalgia rather than sporting merit.
People in the sport who aren't professional and it makes us all look bad. It's terrible, and it's so archaic and old, and there's so many egos. People think that they're bigger or better than they are multiple times. They have terrible teams around them that's like their homie from, back in the day running for them. And because of that, these types of deals don't get done, and it all comes down to like, oh, well, ring size, and you can't wear these shoes and this type of glove, and you can't wear this glove. It's like, bro, stop being a fight. Like, that's the problem with the sport, and that's probably what they're running into, a lack of professionalism. And
amid ongoing rumors about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial situation, recent reports claim that Manny Pacquiao has acquired Mayweather's boxing gym in Los Angeles, further intensifying online speculation. The development has sparked fresh debate among fans and commentators about whether Mayweather is facing financial pressure or simply restructuring his business assets. Some believe the move is being misinterpreted and has no connection to Mayweather's personal wealth, pointing out that high-profile athletes often buy and sell training facilities as part of investment strategies. Others, however, see it as fuel for the narrative that Mayweather's spending habits may have impacted his finances.
This is major news. Manny Pacquiao now has a home gym in LA. Pacquiao Prime Boxing Limitless. The truth is, I came today to Hollywood to check out Chuck Norris' start. It's the second time in LA. Last week I looked for it, I couldn't find it. I came back today, was able to find it. It was not easy to find. And I came to pay respect. Chuck Norris, an icon, the legend, passed away. I'm happy to see people didn't forget him. They leave flowers and pictures and things for him. And I'll get into that second half of this video. But as I'm coming back to my car, I look up and I see this sign, and I caught up with one of the residents, a lady that lives nearby, and she told me this used to be Mayweather Fitness. Check it out. Manny Pacquiao wins the first round heading in.